Welcome to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. Welcome to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the first matchup of Week 15, the AFC West battle between the Los Angeles Chargers at 4-9 and the Las Vegas Raiders at 7-6. Now, welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Tamir Moore. Thank you so much for being with us. The Chargers come in with a record of 4-9. The Chargers started the season 1-4. They played a lot better recently, 3-5 record in their last 8 games, but nonetheless, the Chargers are eliminated from the playoffs once again this season. So the Chargers, they'll play spoiler the rest of the season. Meanwhile, the Raiders come in with a record of 7-6. They started the year 6-3. The Raiders have slid in their last 4 games. That's winning 1. That was that miracle win against the New York Jets 2 weeks ago, but they have losses recently against Kansas City. That was Week 11. The Week 12 blowout loss at Atlanta. Then last week, the 44-27 loss here against Indianapolis. And the Chargers last week had a close win finally. They struggled in close game. 2017 win against the Atlanta Falcons at home. As far as the Raiders playoff positioning concerned, the Raiders come in 9th place right now in the AFC. On the outside looking in, trailing 7th place Miami by 1 game for the 7th and final playoff spot in the AFC. And the Raiders have to win out. But even if the Raiders do win out, let's say, finish the year 10-6, that still may not be enough for the Raiders to get into the playoff. So that's where the Raiders have to win out, have to get some help along the way, and we'll see what happens. But the Raiders, though, they've been dealing with injury. The Raiders have been struggling all season long. But hey, the 7-6 record into Savvy Center, the Raiders, they've been inconsistent. They've been up and down. But hopefully the Raiders can play hot, their best football at the end of the season. So you think about the Raiders, right? The Raiders don't have to worry about the AFC West anymore. Chiefs won that last week. The Raiders, what they need to worry about is getting a postseason berth. What the Raiders can do with a win and some help along the way, like we mentioned before. Last week against Atlanta, Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert completed 36 of 34 for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. Austin Eckler, will have an injury update on him in a second, had 146 scrimmage yards for the Chargers, their running back last week against the Falcons. Keenan Allen last week, the wide receiver, had 9 catches for 52 yards and a touchdown. And defensive end Joey Bosa has had a sack and 5 of 6 career games against Las Vegas. Safety Rayshon Jenkins had an interception last week. He had a 6-tackle game in their Week 9 meeting earlier this season. The game the Raiders won at SoFi Stadium 31-26 the second Sunday in November. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, last week against the Colts in that blowout loss, quarterback Derek Carr completed 31 out of 45 for 316 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, and he did rush for a touchdown. Josh Jacobs, the running back, had 74 scrimmage yards last week. Running back Devontae Booker rushed for 68 yards and a touchdown in their Week 9 meeting. Tight end Darren Waller aimed for his 3rd in a row with 7 or more catches and 75 or more receiving yards. He had a touchdown catch earlier this season when the 2 teams played. Matt Crosby, the defensive end, had 2 tackles for loss last week. And safety Jonathan Abram, led team with 12 tackles last week. He had 7 tackles and had to flush in the Week 9 meeting. All right. As far as the notes are concerned for tonight's game, let's start with the Chargers. This will be the 122nd time that the Chargers and Raiders are going to be facing off in the first one in Las Vegas. The Raiders have won the last 3 meetings between these 2 teams, including the Raiders sweeping last year's season series. The last time the Chargers won, that was back in 2018 in Oakland. The Chargers' last Thursday night win came on the road against the divisional opponent in Week 15. That was 2 years ago in Kansas City. We were there for that game. The Chargers were able to have free Mike Williams touchdown, and they got the game-winning 2-point conversion with 4 seconds left to beat the Chiefs. That was one of the surprising outcomes you think during the season back in 2018. Second defensive end Joey Bosa, 47.5 career sacks, have come against the Raiders more than any other team he's faced. In the earlier matchup against the Raiders this season, Justin Herbert went 28 of 42 for 326 yards and 2 touchdowns. In Week 14 versus the Falcons, Allen, his 99th NFL game, set the record for most receptions through 100 games with 623. Allen became one of 4 players to have 95-plus receptions in 4 straight seasons, joining Antonio Brown, Marvin Harrison, and Jerry Wright. Thursday night will be Justin Herbert's 2nd career game in prime time. Earlier this season, Week 5 against the Saints, he went 20 for 44 for 264 yards and 4 touchdowns. Chargers had a lead, but of course the Saints came from the line and won that game in overtime. The Charger defense had forced 6 turnovers in his last 3 games after forcing 9 in his first 10. Last Sunday, Michael Davis, the quarterback, had a further intercepted of the season. Rayshawn Jenkins, the safety, not his second pick against the Falcons last week. His safety Tahil Ade secured his first. The Chargers' run defense just allowed 70 yards against Atlanta last week, the lowest since holding Green Bay to 45 rushing yards week 9 of last season. Obviously, the big story for the Raiders this week is Paul Gunter, the defensive coordinator, getting fired. Rob Marinelli is the interim defensive coordinator for at least the rest of this season. And John Gruden, the head coach of the Raiders, described his new interim defensive coordinator at one of thrives under pressure. Well, clearly, the Raiders are under pressure right now for this playoff push there, so we'll see what the Raiders are able to do tonight. Of course, the Raiders have more injury problems tonight. Jonathan Abram, we just mentioned him earlier. He's out tonight. Damian Arnett is out. Cleveland Ferrell's out. Nicholas Morrow's out for tonight's game. Jeff Heath was also placed on IR last week, meaning IR stacked against the Raiders' defense against a pretty good Los Angeles offense. But the Raiders, they've been pretty vocal about the confidence that they have about Rob Marinelli. They've been very pleased with the job he has done commanding the intent and respect of his defense and joining the coaching staff as a defensive line coach earlier this year. John Gruden said everyone responds well to Rod. They have before. It's not like he's a new guy coming in here. He gets the correct response. People trust him, and he'll do a good job. It'll be a tall order for him, obviously, at our defense, but I know we're looking forward to challenging. A lot of respect for the Chargers. Also, something to keep in mind, Raiders running back Josh Jacobs. They're going to have to use him a lot more than what they have because Josh Jacobs is getting a lot healthier, okay? He had an ankle injury against the Jets back in Week 13, but last week Jacobs did come back. He returned from getting Trent Brown back on the offensive line, racking up 74 yards of total offense. Coach Gruden hoped that the offense in turn to being productive running the ball against Los Angeles was the 21st best run in the NFL. John said about Jacobs has been banged up, our fullback has been banged up, and our third down back has been banged up, but I think they're all healthy now, according to Coach Gruden. Coach Gruden went on to say, we need to run the ball, stay committed to it. Chargers don't give you any yards now. You got to work hard to get the ball forward, move the ball. In this league, we're going to continue to work at it. We're good at it, and we need to get more production from it. Derek Carr, the quarterback, simply said about this game tonight, we're ready to go. And boy, let's hope the Raiders are ready to go because they need every win they can get, and they're going to need some help as well as the season winds down. Can't believe we are at Week 15. Every team has 3 games left, so you know the playoff are starting to get closer and closer when the Christmas season is right around the corner, and Christmas is next week. So literally, we're in the holiday spirit now as far as the NFL calendar is concerned. So with the Chargers and the Raiders, meaning for the second time this season, can the Raiders get their 4th straight win against the Chargers, or can the Chargers end their 3-game losing streak against Las Vegas? Chargers, Raiders, 8:20 p.m. Eastern on Fox, NFL Network, and Amazon Prime Video.